So you were working at these ad agencies. What made you make the decision to go freelance? Because I mean, you could go up the hierarchy and like do really well once you establish yourself within that setting.
Do you know what and this is just my own personal experience, and I will definitely not say names, of course, of agencies, it would be professional, but I found it a little bit toxic, a little bit. I mean, I was junior level, and it didn't help that I watched Mad Men, that's for sure. And thinking like, yeah, everyone's like drinking whiskey at, 2 in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm done raping. But in all serious note, I think I saw it firsthand in terms of a little bit of the dog eat dog a little bit, and it felt like everyone's kind of out for themselves. And that's maybe my own personal experience, and maybe because I was kind of starting out, I was a bit unsure, kind of wanted to keep up, and I kind of felt like I was just going against the current, really. So I was trying to keep up continuously and almost be something I wasn't. And in the back of my mind, I kind of knew I wanted to do freelance. I actually, funny enough, I did a lot of the work that I've done over the years, and through, you'll see on website, I've done a lot of side projects, and that kind of kept me afloat, because I felt like in the full-time places where I was at, where predominantly advertising, I was also doing self-directed projects, side projects, not necessarily for money, but just more for fun. We did it for fun. I used to collaborate with friends. A lot of the work is actually collaboration with friends, and weirdly enough, the stuff that I did as voluntary and collaboration, that kind of bled into my actual full-time. And what I mean by that is, the people skills and the confidence you can have when it comes to maybe sharing work or, articulating about a project. Because one thing I did do a lot when I was at uni and in my first employment was that I talk ridiculously fast. And hopefully I'm slowing down now. And I think I spoke fast because I'm quickly wanting to just say what it is and kind of get out of the room and actually maybe not really think about what I'm saying or even believe what I'm saying. And the more I took time to digest, listen was a big one, in these sort of side projects or voluntary projects, that definitely fed into how I am now. And I actually believe the freelance work I have with my clients, I like to think I'm good at what I do, but the people skills is a massive, massive part, because we have a good relationship with everyone, and that kind of allows things to, keep on going and growing. So that's kind of the sweet spot for me. That was definitely a long-winded answer, sorry, but yeah, I don't know if that made sense, but hopefully it does.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, there was that sense of learning from working on those side projects. I'm curious, were there any opportunities that then presented themselves through those side projects, and is there one instance you can talk about?
Perhaps the best one, yeah. I mean, the project that I am the most proud of, and what I guess I'm the most probably known online for, is the Still Breathing publication. It's 100 Black Voices on Racism, and that project, let's go all the way back now. So when I was in my full-time doing voluntary work, I used to volunteer for a platform called TEDx Houston. And what TEDx Houston did, kind of like TEDx, the talks and whatnot, we were put on events annually, and we would fly out speakers from the African continent, and they would share experiences on the continent. So I did this for 3 years with a team of, amazing individuals, and we're now even friends still now. And, the stuff I did there and the team members that I met, we stayed in contact. And weirdly enough, one person in that team, Nancy Anamorphic, who's awesome, by the way, when I went into freelance, the first month of going freelance, she reached out, and because she also works at HarperCollins. Now, that was quite a nice, you can see I'm getting this now, right? So when I reached out, I was like, yeah, I'm getting into freelance world, and if anyone's got anything, hit it my way. Nancy put me in contact with the team. Obviously, I still had to kind of prove myself with the team, because it's all good saying, yeah, my mate can do it, but if we're working on a 300 hardback publication, that for your first freelance project, that's a big, chunky job to do. And that job took me a few months to kind of crack on, but I mean, that opened up a lot of doors, I would say, opportunities as well. So yeah, my freelance with TEDx Houston led into the HarperCollins, and off the back of the Still Breathing publication, which I'm sure we'll go into a bit later on, but that allowed me to, give talks at Adobe Max, to fly out to Washington to give a talk. I said that casually, right? That doesn't happen all the time, by the way. That was a one-off, maybe never again, but I utilized that. And I think it just allowed me to just be able to share the experiences as a Black designer, working on a project about the Black community and sharing it outside of my bubble of Brixton, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that was the sweet spot, and I kind of built from there, really.